Namaste, Namaskaram, Vanakkam, Swagatam. Welcome to our Scintillating Saturdays. And today is our 44th week of coming together on Saturday mornings, 7:15 Indian time, to look at various topics that are of interest in yoga and Indian culture. This week, I will be focusing on Lord Shiva Nataraja. When we talk of Lord Shiva, he is both regarded as the Adi Yogi, the first yogi, as well as the Nataraja, the king of dance. It is all one and the same, because Lord Nataraja symbolizes the process of transformation from the source and back to the source after going through the engagement with the manifest. In yoga is also from the source back to the source after going through the engagement. As Maharishi Patanjali reminds us, everything that is there is for your experience and for your liberation. Bhoga apavargartham drishyam, says Maharishi Patanjali. So yoga is a process of from the source, back to the source, and in between, engagement for the sake of experience. Dance from the source, back to the source, and in between, the engagement for the sake of experience. So Shiva as Adi Yogi, Shiva as Nataraja, they are all one and the same. When we talk about Lord Shiva, often people call him the destroyer. They say Brahma is the creator, Vishnu is the sustainer, and Shiva is the destroyer. Well, my father and Guru, Swami Geethananda Giri, didn't like the term destroyer. He had served in World War II in the Navy, and destroyer to him meant these big ships that they use in wars. He said Shiva is the transformer. The principle of transformation, and the principle of transformation based on the principle of change is eternal. The only thing that doesn't change is change itself. The only thing that is eternal is the transformative change itself. Hence, Shiva represents the constant transformative growth on our path of what could be called spiritual evolution. Hence, the term Shiva itself represents goodness, auspiciousness. And my father, whenever he liked anything and he was happy, it would be Shiva, 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 Shiva. He must have recited the term Shabda, name, Shiva, God knows how many billions of times. He must have sung the Panchakshara. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. How many times? Hence today I begin with a prayer to Lord Mahadeva, Lord Shiva, who is that process of change. Om Namaste astu Bhagavan Vishveshwaraya Mahadevaya Triyambakaya Tripurantakaya Trikagnikalaya Kalagnirudraya Nilakantaya Mrityunjayaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Shriman Mahadevaya Namaha. Om Tatpurushaya Vidmahe Mahadevaya Dhimahi Tanno Shiva Prachodayate. Om. When Lord Shiva dances his cosmic dance, he is called Nataraja. He is also called Natesha, Nata Isha. Nata representing the dance, Isha representing the Lord. Natesha, a very common name in South India, Natesan. We don't have a Shah, so Natesan it becomes. Lord Nataraja, Raja is king, the king of dance. Lord Nataraja is said to have danced his cosmic dance at the center of the universe, which is here regarded to be Chidambaram. Chit Ambaram, you are clothed, you are enveloped. You are enveloped in Chit, consciousness itself. Chit Ambara. Chidambaram is a temple town 2 hours away from Pondicherry. So right from my childhood we have been there many times. And a specific group of Brahmins, Pandits called Dikshitas. They are in charge of the temple that has struggled in its fight against the government for decades. This temple, Chidambaram, is said to be where Lord Shiva dances his cosmic dance, Ananda Tandava, the Tandava of bliss. There is also the Rudra Tandava of rage. Lord Shiva dances the Tandava, the cosmic dance at Chidambaram. And it is said that Maharishi Patanjali and his close associate, a sage called Vyagrapada, both of them requested Lord Shiva to dance his cosmic dance. In those days, of course, it was a big forest. So to travel through it, Maharishi Patanjali had to be half human, half serpent. I always feel that this is a symbolic representation of the energies that the Maharishi was able to control. The serpentine energies, and hence they depict him as a serpent. So he was the serpentine saint and Vyagrapada was tiger foot. I always say these are the original mutant X-Men. They request Lord Shiva to dance and Lord Shiva says, yes, I will come to Chidambaram on this specific day and do my dance. Kuli Patanjali Kan Kulira is how it is depicted, that the eyes got the cooling, the peace, the bliss from watching Lord Shiva dance. Ananda Natamaduva Tillai. Tillai is another name for Chidambaram. Amvalanda Nilananda நடமாடுவதில்லை அம்பலந்தனில் அடிபணிபவர் கபஜயமில்லை ஆனந்த நடமாடுவதில்லை தில்லை தில்லை அம்பல தனிலே. In Chidambaram he dances his Ananda Tandava. Natanam adina vegunagariga vikanaga sabai ananda natanam Kanaga Sabai. Chidambaram is also called Kanaka Sabai. It is the hall of gold. Kanaka means gold. And if you go to the Chidambaram temple, Chidambaram temple has the roof. The temple roof itself is made of gold plates. No wonder the government wanted the temple. All these politicians will take the gold and put plastic instead. The roof has these golden plates, leaves, golden leaves. 21,600 golden leaves are there on that temple roof. Now, any of you who has any idea about the concept of Ajapa Japa, Ajapa Gayatri, the Hamsa Soham mantra will immediately pick up 21,600. 21,600 breaths per day is what we are said to be taking. And the roof of the temple has 21,600 golden leaves adorning the roof, representing the number of breaths we take per day. 15 breaths into 60 minutes into 24. 15 into 60 into 24, you get 21,600. Hamsa Soham, Ajapa Gayatri, Ajapa Japa. These golden leaves are held together by 72,000 golden nails. Again, anybody who understands yoga, 72,000 nadis, the psychic energy channels. Indian temples were not built as tourist attractions. Indian temples were never built as tourist attractions. They were the embodiment of spirituality in rock, stone and gold. 72,000 golden nails, nadis, holding together 21,600 golden leaves on the roof. That is the golden hall in which Lord Shiva is dancing. Can you immediately understand? We are the hall in which Lord Shiva is dancing, not Chidambaram. Chidambaram is the external representation. We are the internal representation where Lord Shiva is dancing his cosmic dance. With all our nadis, with all our breaths, and where is the center of the universe? In your heart. You know, at Chidambaram, 3,000 Dikshitas are said to have been there. And the families continue, the numbers have dwindled over the years, who say that they have come all the way from Kailash with Lord Shiva. And they wear the hair in a very specific way. It is also said that Maharishi Patanjali at Chidambaram, it's part of the history of Chidambaram, along with witnessing Lord Shiva's dance, he gives the Yoga Sutras to the Dikshitas at Chidambaram. At the shrine of Nataraja, on the roof is a painting of Maharishi Patanjali giving the Yoga Sutras to the Dikshitas. This is part of the tradition of the Chidambaram temple itself. Lord Shiva dances his cosmic dance. And this cosmic dance is based on the principle of 5. The number 5 is very closely associated with Lord Shiva. 5 is the number of transformation, 5 is the number of dynamism, 5 is the number of constant exploration. And that is what the number 5 and the number Shiva mean. So Lord Shiva is associated with 5 processes, Pancha Kritartha, and the Maha Mantra, the Japa for Lord Shiva is also Pancha Akshara. Om Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. The 5 Aksharas, Panchakshara. And that is why I told you Swamiji used to be singing. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Shiva 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 Shivaya. What a powerful Panchakshara Japa. Each of these sounds, aksharas, they are bija mantras. And the Siddha, Tirumula, he gives us the 3000 versed Tirumandiram, which is a yoga shastra in Tamil. And in that he talks about the importance of this Panchakshara and its relationship to the arousal of the Kundalini itself. The Kundalini, which is the potent, dormant, unipolar energy, this energy, if you want to awaken, you have to start from the Mooladhara. Mooladhara. Kundali Adanid Kodiya Ajabai Vindil Mandiram Velipada Uraithe Mooladharat Mundil Kanalai Kalal Yerupum Kartharivit. This is a verse from Vinayagar Agaval by the great poetess Abaya. Kundali Adanid. People think it's a song in praise of Lord Ganesha. They don't know it is a tantric message within that song. Kundali Yadanit Kudiya Ajabai. Through the Ajapa Japa. Kundali. Kundalini is in the Kundali Sakti, in the Mooladhara. You have to bring it up with the breath. Kundali Yadanit Kudiya Ajabai. Vindil Mandira, through the process of the mantra. Vindil Mandiram Velipada Uraithe Mooladharat Mundil Kanalai. The fire that is in the Mooladhara has to be awakened and with the wind brought up. Mooladharat Mundil Kanalai Kalal Yerupum Kartharibit. And then you go into Amuda Nilayum Adithaniyakam Kumuda Sagayan Gunatayum Kuri Idai Chakaratin Nirat Nilayum Muda Chakaratin Urupayum Kati. Beautiful teachings are there, hidden in all of this. Na is related to Mooladhara Chakra, is related to the earth element. Ma is related to Swadhisthana Chakra and the water element. Si is related to the Manipura Chakra and the fire element. Va is related to the Anahata Chakra and the wind element. That is why pranayama in the Shaivite tradition is called Vasi Yoga. Vasi Yoga it is called pranayama because it deals with this. Va. Na, Ma, Se, Va and Ya for the throat, the Vishuddha Chakra and the space element. So when you are chanting, and Om for the Sahasrara. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. This is how the mantra is working through the 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air and ether. The Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddha, the lower 5 centers that you have to transcend to come to Ajna and then make the journey above through consciousness. These are teachings that the Siddhas have given us. So it's not just singing Om Namah Shivaya is Shiva's name and so I sing it because it sounds good, and then you have one of those Western bands singing Om Namah Shivaya in such a misappropriate, disappropriate way just because it sounds good. They heard it's a mantra, right? Huh? Cultural misappropriation at its peak, not knowing what these are. These are to be chanted with full awareness, full-heartedness, knowing the meaning and feeling. As Maharishi Patanjali says, the japa should be tadartha bhavanam, understanding the meaning. Understand the meaning and chant it with feeling. Both the head and the heart have to be working together for the japa to be effective. Otherwise it is a meaningless, useless repetition of sound. What most people do. Verbal diarrhea is what most people suffer from. They have no idea what's coming in and going out. Each of these bija of the Panchakshara Japa is working with it. Each of these bijas, Namah Shivaya, is associated with the 5-fold process of Lord Nataraja. Kritartha, Pancha Kritartha. What are the 5 processes he is doing? The 5 processes, the first is Shrishti, creation. Creation, Shrishti. He dances the universe into creation, Shrishti. Second is he keeps it going, Sthiti. He keeps it going, maintenance. And then it has to dissolve, Laya. Shrishti, Sthiti, Laya. When the big dissolution occurs, it's called Pralaya. Shrishti, Sthiti, Laya. Then there are 2 more things. Tirobhava, which is to hide it, obscure it. Keep it hidden so that you go through your experience. And then Anugraha, grace, where you are given the final vision and you can get off this plane of existence and go into Mukti, Moksha, Nirvana, Kaivalya, whatever you want to call it. Shrishti, Sthiti, Laya, Tirobhava, Anugraha, the 5-fold processes. In Tamil we talk about this as ஆக்கியலித்துலகை நீக்கி வரமருளும் ஐந்தொழில் புரிகின்ற அம்பலவாணரை தூக்கிய திருவடி துணையன நம்பினன் துரியனட ராஜனே தூக்கிய திருவடி. A song from Shuddhananda Bharatiya, one of the great composers. Thukiya Tiruvadi, you're lifted. Your sacred foot is lifted. Thukiya Tiruvadi, Tunayana Nambinen. I'm coming with the faith, the Shraddha, that your feet will be my refuge. We take refuge in the feet of the divine, not the head of the divine, feet of the divine, feet of the Guru. Guru Paduka. Not Guru Shiras. Nowadays students want to directly touch the head of the Guru. We have to be worthy to touch the feet of the Guru. We have to be worthy. We have to have the yogyata. Yogyata is fitness, worthiness, to even get close to the feet of the divine. ஆக்கி அளித்து உலகை நீக்கி வரம் அருளும். The one hand of Lord Shiva is the pataka. It is the Abaya Mudra. Fear not. He's saying, fear not. I am there for you. That is the assurance Nataraja is giving us, Shiva is giving us. In times of challenges, in times of insurmountable obstacles, when you feel the whole world is collapsing around you, the feeling we all have right now, Nataraja reminds us, Abaya Hasta, I am there for you. The Varada Hasta is saying it is safe to come to me. You can come to me. And this Varada Hasta, also called Dola Hasta, this Dola Hasta is pointing to the left foot, the left leg that is raised. Idadu padam thokiyadum. Idadu means left. Ida nadi, the left peripheral energy flow. The left is raised. When the left is raised, it is saying you are welcome to come. Parasympatho dominant, vagal tone enhanced, relaxed. Yes, you can come close. When the right leg is up, move away, you are going to get kicked. It is sympatho mimetic. Left leg is raised. The left leg is giving refuge to the seeker. And the left hand, the Dola Hasta, is pointing to it and saying, all you have to do is take refuge. Until then, the cycle of the hand and the foot, you are caught in that cycle. You are just going round and round and round between the hand and the foot of God. One hand holds the drum, the dhamaru, which makes a very peculiar sound. That's the type of sound it makes. One of my most favorite songs from childhood has been when I have sung Anandamim Paramanandamim Ayyan Abaya Kayantir Nadanam Anandami. In that we have Dim Talangu Takachonotum Tagadimi Takita. How Shiva is dancing. Dim Talangu Takachonotum Tagadimi Takita Janaku Tanaku Tatum Yendra Aingaramum Dudukudukudum Dum Dum Dudukudukudum Dum Dum Dudukudukudum Dum Dum Yendra Udukayinongaramu Dudukudukudum Dum Dum Dudukudukudum Dum Dum Dudukudukudum Dum 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 Yendra Udukayinom Karamu. That Damaru Dudukudukudum Dum Dum Omkara. Even the Om is coming from that because the drum is symbolizing creation. And what is the sound of creation? The Omkara. The Pranava. Pranava that was there before anything was new. Pranava. Nava means new. Now Bharat, the new India that Gandhiji wanted. We created a newspaper with that name, Nav Bharat. Pranav, that which was there preceding anything being new. The primordial vibration behind creation. And where does that come from in this concept? Dudukudukudum dum dum. Dudukudukudum dum dum. Dudukudukudum dum dum. Dudukudum dum dum dum. The rhythm of the universe. And everything is created. The Damaru symbolizing creation. The other hand has the fire. And what is the fire signifying? Annihilation. Destruction. Burning away that which is so that that which needs to be can spring forth. Burning out the old so the new can spring forth. There's a cosmic play. The drum in one hand keeping creation. The fire, on the other hand, keeping destruction. And the balance between anabolic and catabolic metabolism is what we all are. Anabolism, catabolism. Anabolism is the build-up metabolism. Catabolism is the breakdown metabolism. What a beautiful concept. The balance between creation, the Damaru, and the fire. Creation. Annihilation. Shrishti Sthiti Laya. He is dancing. He is dancing with joy. He is dancing with Anandam, Paramanandam. He has a ring of fire around him. It's actually fire and water. Both are there. And this is representing how everything is just going on because of him. The ring of fire. He's dancing in the ring of fire. He has the moon. Moon symbolizes the waxing and waning of time. It also signifies a cool head. The cool head is even further accentuated by the Ganga, which is the perennial flow of the divine sacred waters that connect the cosmos with the earth. When we talk of Ma Ganga in India, it is not the Ganges. People come to India to see the Ganges. Indians wonder where the Ganges are. It's Ganga. And Ganga Ma Ganga, Mother Ganga, who comes from the cosmos, from the heavens. She cannot fall on the earth because the earth will be destroyed. And so Lord Shiva opens up his deadlocks and he catches Ma Ganga in his head, and then from there, in a very controlled way, she can flow through, blessing all of us. Gangai ilampire senchadayada. And Gangai ilampire. It's not just the moon, it's a crescent moon. Gangai ilampire senchadai. And the senchadai, that deadlocks, they're dancing. The hair is flying in all directions as Lord Shiva is dancing, his cosmic dance. Aadikonda anda vedikai kaanakan aayiram vendamo. To see that cosmic dance of Lord Shiva, I need thousands of eyes. How can I see with just my ordinary two eyes? I need divine vision. The snakes are all over him. Snakes are symbolizing energy. They also symbolize reincarnation. Because the snake, again with the lunar, it gives away its skin. It sheds its skin. There's that continuity. It is the energy of the Kundalini. It is a psychic energy. All old cultures have understood the snake as an energy symbol. The snake with its hood up is dancing with Lord Shiva. What beautiful symbology is there in this. When you go to Chidambaram and you see the shrine, you just stand there and you are mesmerized. You're just mesmerized by the energy that is there. What a beautiful source of energy, Nataraja. Under his foot that is placed on the earth, giving stability. Remember Shrishti Sthiti? That foot that is giving stability. There is a small creature, a dwarf. Apasmara, they give the name, and it's also called Muyalagan. Muyalagan is our ego. And the divine dances on our ego. And in the Shiva Tandava, normally they talk of 108 Tandava postures of Lord Shiva. And our artisans make statues out of the 5 metals, Panchaloha. And they make for all of these 108. It's astonishing when you see the intricate variations of these postures that become karanas, Natya karanas, and most of them are very, very close to yogasanas. I told you, Adi Yogi and Nataraja are one and the same. And Ammaji was one of the first to bring back these Natya karanas into Bharatanatyam. Dr. Padma Subramaniam has also done a lot of work in this. And when you go to Chidambaram, you see these Natya karanas in the Gopuram. Very beautiful to see it. Of course, there's another version where Shakti, Parvati, tells Shiva, why only you are dancing, I'll also dance with you, and they start to go into a competition. Ananda Tandavam Adina Ammai Shivagami Manam Magindidam Andavan Kanaga Sabayil Ananda. There is the Shiva Shakti Tandava also. And it is said in the Shiva Shakti Tandava, Shakti starts to dance so good that even Shiva, his masculine pride gets a bit hurt. And he's like, oh my God, my wife's going to win this dance competition. And at that point, he does what is called Urdhva Tandava, where he takes with his toe, he drops his earring. He drops an earring, and instead of bending down to take it, he takes his toe, picks up the earring, puts it on his ear, and raises his leg up. Urdhva Tandava. Parvati says that is an undignified posture, I'm not going to do it. So you can win by default, but the battle will continue another day. Most of the time men win. It's by some other mechanism. Padam Tokiyadina. There are some very beautiful, so many beautiful compositions. Adunchidam Baramo Ayyan Ko Tadunchidam Baramo Adunchidam Baramo Adunchidam Baram Manbakalekave Nadunchidambaram Nama Shivaya Polladunchidambaram. That Shiva Shakti Tandava, Swamiji used to say that this became so complicated, there was one point where Shiva and Shakti are dancing upside down. And that is the Tandava posture you find at Kamliswami Madam in this huge statue that Swamiji had made, where you have the Shiva Shakti Ananda Tandava, where cosmos is created with the Pancha Mahabhutas. It is a statue that Swamiji had found on the top of the Madurai temple Gopuram, and then he brought that concept alive here. Coming together of Shiva and Shakti for the sake of creation. Now in modern times, in 1975, a very famous book was published, The Tao of Physics. And Fridtjof Capra brought in this concept, and after that you have had a lot of concepts of quantum physics coming in. And it has been said that the dance of the subatomic particles is what Nataraja represents. And Fridtjof Capra states that long before physicists and scientists came upon these concepts of atoms and subatomic particles and the quarks and all, the ancient Indians had this beautiful concept of Nataraja. And he said Nataraja is the best symbol of this whole principle of quantum physics, what is today known as quantum physics. And in Geneva, at CERN, the European Atomic Research Center, where they keep on bombarding particles, they have such a beautiful sense of the old meeting the new, because you go there and there's a huge statue of Nataraja gifted about 20 years ago by the government of India. So the European Atomic Research Center has a statue of Nataraja there. I think that's just, God has a good sense of humor. God really has a good sense of humor. It's so beautiful. When we are invoking Nataraja, we are invoking the dance of the subatomic particles. We are invoking the constant transformation happening in the universe. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It just changes form. And that is what dance is all about. That is what Nataraja is all about. When we talk of Nataraja, it is not just any dancer. And this is why when we talk about Nataraja asana, an asana that is so popular, it was really popularized by the Shivananda tradition people. And today you find it taught not just in the West, but even in air-conditioned, glass-walled, mirror-to-mirror yoga studios, even in India. As the dancer pose, Nataraja asana is the dancer pose. Now I hope anybody who has been with me for the last 45 minutes will understand why somebody like me would get hurt by this type of cultural misappropriation, where you take an asana, Nataraja asana, that has Nataraja with all of this symbology, all of this cultural treasure embedded in that term Nataraja, and somebody decides to call it the dancer, just because it's easier on the tongue. They deny the culture. This is misappropriation. Stripping yoga of its essence. When Nataraja asana, that when you understand Nataraja asana and you practice it as Nataraja asana, all of these concepts are coming alive in you. You are becoming Nataraja, not becoming some goddamn dancer. No. People have been sold chalk in the name of cheese. The cheese is the real yoga. The chalk is the modern plasticized Barbie doll yoga. Ayoga yoga, Viyoga yoga, no yoga yoga. Why even call it yoga? Nataraja. What infinite potential for understanding the cosmos, feeling the cosmos, the vibration of the cosmos itself, feeling one with energy itself. Understanding that through this fivefold process, you are invoking the Namah Shivaya, the Panchakshara that is working through your chakras, enhancing the transformation of the individual into a state of universality. And then you choose to call it dancer. What a shame on such people. People who plasticize yoga. Shame on you. You're missing the whole thing. I think that's what hurts me even more. One is I get hurt because the culture is being negated. The second, I'm being hurt because you're not getting what you should get. The end user is being deprived of what they should be getting when they practice Nataraja asana. Both sides are losing. The culture that has given birth to it is losing it, And the people who are practicing it are losing it, and they're just getting some physical benefits. Better glutes, better hamstrings, and the joints become stronger, and you look good on Instagram. This was not part of today's script. Today's script was to focus only on Nataraja, but when I think of Nataraja and Nataraja Asana, and what it has become, when we invoke Nataraja, we are invoking creation, sustenance, transformation, obscuration, and grace. We are going through the fivefold processes of transformation. We are starting to attune ourselves with the cosmos itself. Let us try to understand this culture. Let us try to understand the essence of what all of this is about. And when we start to understand it, when we make the efforts to understand it, when we value it, respect it, and then practice it to the best we can, at that point, it is cultural appreciation, and it becomes culturally appropriate yoga. If not, it is not. Hope today gives you a bigger picture of what Nataraja is all about. Suthananda Bharatiya sings, Yattanayo piravi eduthe ilaithen. How many births I have taken and wasted them without understanding you? Iruvinai payangalal edu kalaithen. By the twin aspects of positive and negative karma, I have suffered so much. Yattanayo piravi eduthe ilaithen iruvinai payangalal Yedu kalaithen chittamini unden mel vaithu ninaithen. I want to keep my consciousness on you, O Nataraja. Turiya Nataraja, the Nataraja beyond all states. Jagrat, Swapna, Shushupti, Turiya Nataraja. Chittamini undan mel vaithu ninaithen. Who else is there to protect me? Who else can protect me except you? There's no other direction to go. There's no other place to go, O Nataraja. Thuyanata Rajane Thugiyam Thiruvadi Thunayanam Nambinen Thuyanata Rajane Thuyanata Rajane Thuyanata Rajane. May Nataraja bless us all. May we have the grace, the anugraha of the divine. May we manifest the divinity in ourselves, and may we transcend all the suffering, all the dukkha, and move into that higher state of sukha. May that consciousness, that beauty, that joy, Satchit Anandam, may it manifest in all of us. That is my prayer for all of us today, my prarthana. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me, being with me and enabling me to share what comes from my heart. It's not mine. My heart is just the transmitter, the radio transmitter for all of this. May we all grow and glow in yoga. Namaste, Dhanyavadaha, Grazie, Mercy, Danke, Nandri Vanakkam.